So what next? After all the mastering of your emotions and all of that, what next? So today is the last day of our emotions mastering class. Now we are actually done with everything we are supposed to be doing. We've learned all we are supposed to be learning. And if you have been following our activities, you taking action daily, you agree with me, or you realize that now you are not where you were before, you are in a better place. Your emotions are definitely you are more able to handle them. However, if you have not been taking actions, then you are going to leave this class at the end of the day the way you were before, if not even worse. Today is all about what next. Now that I understand why my children behave, now that I understand, okay, I react the way I react because of certain reasons. Now that I know how to handle the reasons, what happens? Does it stop my child from pushing me? Does it stop my child from misbehaving? No, it doesn't. In fact, our last class, that was where we talked about, we learned everything about children misbehaviors. That was why I gave you an exercise and asked you to list all the things your children do that actually get to you. Because if we say misbehaviors are a communication, or if we say our fears are a communication, or our emotions in parenting are a communication, then we need to understand what these things are communicating to us, whether our fears, whether our guilt, whether a lot of things are communicating to us, or our children's behaviors are communicating to us. We need to know that. Now, if you reach me with your list, it simply means that we have worked together, we have seen it all, and we have a better idea. If you have not, it simply means that you need to go back and mention the things your child does that get you agitated or get you angry, and also look at the things, the emotions behind all your decisions you make for your child and things like that, and so that we can look at them together. Thank you so much for joining me. This is pre-recorded, of course, and it's for the public. So, hey, it's okay for me to introduce myself. Enimia Orebo is my name, and this is Parenting with Enimia Orebo. We've been on a 30 days emotions mastering class in the Visionary Parent Academy. Of course, it was open. You could join us. It was 10,000 naira for other members of the public to join us, and it has been a very good experience. We've learned everything we need to learn about mastering our emotions, from why our children behave the way they behave, where our emotions come from, how to handle our emotions when our emotions are heightened or when we are pressured, to the things we need to do, creating toolbox, practical steps we need to do to be better, to why we even need to master our emotions in the first place. We've learned a whole lot. And today's class is about, now that you have a hold of that, what next? Yes, you want to keep it going. You want to make sure that you are always in charge of your emotions. So we are going to create a structure, something that will always help you be in charge of your emotions. It is what we are doing today. So this channel is Parenting with Enimia Orebo. And if you are new here, thank you. It's a good place. You need to pause and go back to all the things we have done. I tell you, we have amazing resources here. There are so many resources that are not free, that are exclusive to the Visionary Parent members alone, or to our master classes members. So if you want to enjoy what we enjoy in the Visionary Parent Academy or in our master classes, just send a message and you will be told how to join us. So let's go into what next. How do I make sure that, okay, after understanding all those things I understand about my emotions, about my children's behaviors, about my reactions and all of that, how do I make sure that I am able to maintain mastery of my emotions? How do I make sure that I'm able to consistently apply all that I have learned today? It's what we are looking at today. Now, the way for you to be able to maintain mastery of your emotions is to create a boundary around them. Now, the truth of the matter is your emotions may not be fully expressed until you are triggered. So the first thing you want to do, you want to make a list of every single thing that triggers you. What are the things that trigger you in your parenting? Make a list of them, your child's behaviors, your own, the things that trigger you generally. In inception of this class, I gave you that task. Make a list of the things that trigger you, and I told you that we are going to use it. The last class was still about the same task I gave you. Make a list of all the things that trigger you, and I told you we're going to use it. Now, after making a list of, no matter what it is it your child spends too much time on TV? Is it your child doesn't take his homework seriously? Is it that your child talks back? Is it that your child is always jumping about the place, is not calm? Is it that your child is too risk-taking? Whatever it is that triggers you, you are going to make a list of it. Now, after making a list of it, the next thing you want to do is to sit back and look at, like we said, every behavior is a communication. That is it. You know, I remember I put something on Facebook some time ago. I said, why don't you allow your 10-year-olds to put on the cooking gas? And a lot of people came up with different reasons. And some said, oh, cooking gas can be very dangerous and all of that. So that is a communication that, okay, even though my child is of age to do this particular thing, I'm not allowing my child to do this thing because I have a fear that resulted, that was a fear that is influenced by an experience that happened to me a long time ago, which means I have not healed from it. What that tells you that I have not healed from that fear, from that experience that happened to me. So it has induced fear in me, and I'm not parenting my children with that fear. So you want to look at that. It also could be something like you're actually comparing your child. Oh, your mates are this, your mates are that. You are always comparing your child. You sit back and look at it. This is what I'm always doing. You want to understand, where is this coming from? That there is something I want that I am not getting, or I have not been able to get, that people around me get, you know. So I do not want my child to also struggle. I want my child to be at the top because I'm not able to be at the top of my career, of my game, or the things I want to be. So you want to actually trace it back and find out the root cause. Where is this coming from? When you know what that particular thing, your response to your child, your reaction to your child, what it is communicating. Remember, your child's behavior is a communication also, and your own response to your child's behavior is also a communication. So you need to sit there and look at it. What is my child's behavior communicating? What is my response communicating? You want to sit back and look at it. That's the next thing you want to do. After looking at it, then you want to ask yourself, what is the right thing? What is the proper thing? You know, if my child is communicating XYZ, now I know, how is my child supposed to how is my child supposed to behave in this way? You know, for example, your child has unmet needs, you know, and your child is responding in a way that is expressing it or communicating it in a way that is not very appropriate. Now you want to sit back and say, okay, how is my child supposed to communicate these needs? The needs are valid. The emotions are very valid. The needs are valid. My child is feeling unheard. They want me to hear them. So they are going, you know, they say attention is attention, or publicity among celebrities, they will say publicity is publicity. However it comes is publicity. It happens with children too. They want to get your attention. So it's something like attention is attention. However it comes is attention. So you know that, okay, your child is actually wanting your attention. So you want to pause and ask yourself, okay, wanting my attention as a parent, it's valid. However, my child is going about seeking this attention the wrong way. So what I want to do is, how is he supposed to seek this attention the right way? You want to note that out. Then for you as a parent, you say, okay, I realize that fear is why I am sabotaging my child. Fear, my own fear, is why I'm responding to my child this way. So what do I want to do about it? What is the right way to respond? So you want to look at these things as parents. After looking at them, so the next thing, you want to create a structure around what you have found. It is what we are going to talk about majorly today. Creating a structure around, you have mastered your emotions. You understand a lot of things that you did not understand before. The truth of the matter is, the fact that you understand a lot of things now does not stop your child from doing what they are doing. And like we talked about, so many things that impact our emotions. Remember, we shared so many things that impact our emotions. Those things, as long as you are still exposed to those things, your child behaviors are still going to impact your emotions. Now, if you don't have a boundary around your emotions, if you've not created like a fence to secure your emotions or you protect your emotions, you are likely going to respond or react the way you have been reacting before that made you take this emotions mastering class. So, and that boundary we want to do is you creating a structure around it. So we've talked about, okay, all the things that you respond to, all the things your child does that you react to, you want to create a structure around them. What is a structure? Simply means rules, regulations, boundaries, expectations, defined. Things you defined. Now that you understand, there are things that are age appropriate. There are things that are influenced by temperament. There are a lot of things. So you want to put all these things into consideration when creating a structure. So let's go straight into creating the structure, because I do not want this class to be too long. I'm looking at 15 minutes so that you can just watch again and again and take action. So the very first thing you want to do in creating your structure is, like I said, write all the things. If your children are already preteens and teens, or they are like 7, 8, six, you want to sit down and make a list of all the things that trigger you. After making the list, you look at them. You ask yourself, what is this? What is responsible for this behavior? Is it age? Is it temperament? Is it unmet needs? What is this behavior communicating? Then you know that already. Then you call your children into a meeting. So I'm going to do two things in the emotions mastering class. I'm going to be sharing two materials. I'll share one, my family meeting template. So you are going to use that template to hold a family meeting with your children. Tell them, okay, in the family meeting, you are going to be talking about, okay, mommy has been going through, daddy has been going through emotions mastering class over 1 month, for a period of 1 month. And I know better. I know a lot of things better. So what we want to do is, I want us to work together as a family, and I want us to stop so many things and learn many things. We are going to adopt a new system, a system of no yelling, a system of no smacking, So what we are going to do as a family, we are going to work together. In order for us to work together, we need to understand ourselves better. So as my children, I want to ask you, what are the things that I want to ask you, what are the things you feel I do that you do not like? Because this is a new dispensation. We want to do things differently. So what are the things I do that you feel I should stop doing, I should change? Your children are going to come up with their list of things. Now, this exercise is very, very important. We're supposed to do it at the beginning of the class, but we needed it at the end. That is your go-to. Your go-to, is it tool? I'll call it now. That is your go-to. That is your go with, rather your takeaway. Something you are holding, you are going to establish as a structure at the end of the day. So your children are going to tell you things like, I don't like it when you yell at me. I don't like it when you smack me. I don't like it when you talk to me like this, X, Y, Z. They are going to tell you all of that. So after that, you are going to apologize. Remember the book we are reading, Raising Emotionally Intelligent Children. So it's big on emotion coaching. And for you to emotion coach your children, you have to take responsibility. You have to admit your fault. You are not all right. Sometimes your children actually do something that actually provoke you. But the way you react may not be maybe out of proportion. Is it proportional? It may be out, maybe like outweighs your child's behavior. So you have to apologize for that. Yes, sometimes you are not wrong, but because of your goal, what you have in mind, you will apologize. Now, apologizing doesn't mean you are wrong. It never really means you are wrong. It means a lot of other things. Okay, I want peace to reign. It can also mean keep quiet and let this go. Okay, just keep quiet. Enough of your noise. Enough. It can also mean that. It doesn't always mean you are wrong. So when your child tells you the things you do that they don't like, then you have to take responsibility for your part and apologize. Now, after apologizing, you are going to come in with collaborative problem solving, which simply means that you are going to invite your child for both of you to sit back and look at it together. You want to look at, okay, you do these things and mommy yells at you, you don't like it. You do these things and daddy smacks you, don't like it. Why? What are the things you do that actually make daddy and mommy react this way? Your child is going to tell you, okay, I am jumping on the couch, I'm yelling at my sibling, I'm not. They are going to tell you the things. So you are now going to sit there and tell them, okay, you don't like mommy yelling at you, you don't like daddy yelling at you, Daddy has gone through emotions mastering class, and we are going to be better in parenting. We actually don't want to yell at you again. However, we also need you to play your part. So since these are the things we yell at you about, you are going to learn to do better. So you are now going to look at, why do you do these things? Why do you do these things? So we have very many reasons children do the things they do. Sometimes they don't even know why they do them. So you want to sit back and ask them, okay, why do you do these things? It could be they don't have they don't have productivity skills yet. They have not learned productivity skills, which are time management, organizational skills, distraction management. A lot of them actually have an ebook, a mini one for productivity skills. I think I will be sharing with the Visionary Parent Academy members. It means that your child needs to learn productivity skills. So you look at it, okay, so you are now going back to look at what specific productivity skill does my child need. Maybe they take too much time to do something. Maybe it's time management. Maybe they leave their room all messed up all the time. Maybe it's organizational skills. Okay, maybe they're easily distracted. So you send them on an errand, they are going to do a different thing and all of that. Maybe it's distraction management skills. Maybe they are always, whatever productivity skill they need, you now say, okay, this is a skill you need. We are going to be teaching you. We are going to put a structure in place for you to learn this thing, so that at the end of the day, we are all going to be able to constantly keep peace and reason in this family, instead of always jumping into smacking and yelling. So you're going to have this discussion with your children, especially if they are older. You're going to have this discussion with your children. After that, you're going to make a list of all the things like you have done, all the things you have talked about. Make a list. Now, your discipline you are going to use is intended to help them achieve this goal, this skill you are talking about. So the discipline is going to be designed to help them achieve the goal. The skill they are lacking, discipline is going to help them achieve the skill. The unmet needs they have, even when your child are reactive, it simply means they don't know how to react. They lack proper response skill. So that's why they are reacting spontaneously. So, for example, if your children are fighting, it simply means that one of the skills you need to start nurturing in them is conflict resolution. It means they don't have that yet. So it's not automatically. It's not just because you've talked to them today, tomorrow, they are learning the skills, they are running with it. No, it's not from one day to the next. It is a gradual process. It is why it is all about structure. Structure means things that it has to be there. Every single time there is an issue, you have a way of resolving it. That is why we have the family constitution. In my house, for example, I have the family constitution. And in the Visionary Parent Academy, everyone is expected to craft the family constitution. I give them my family constitution. What I have is also for the public. Anyone can get it. This is my family constitution. You can see, okay, it's even all taped and all of that. We've been using it for a long time. And I tell you that I hardly refer to it. Because after using it for a couple of times, you realize that your children will be so used to it. It's not free. You can pay 2,500 naira and you get it. After using it for a while, your children will be used to it. Because when you have, just look at it and give yourself like 3 months with consistency. Consistency, that's the word, consistent. Be very consistent. And I tell you, if you are consistent within a short test time, you are going to get better behaved children and you are going to get better hold of your emotions. Be very consistent. You are not going to do it all year. No. As long as you are going to be consistent, just be patient and you are going to get better. One other thing you need to do, one other major practice that will also help you be able to maintain your mastering of your emotions is one of the exercises I gave you. I said, write out the positive trait in your children, because one of the things that happens to us is unforgiveness. If you are not a forgiving person, if you don't have forgiveness as a parent, you are going to always be pushed, because you are always going to remember your child is always doing this, your child is like this. So you need to be able to let go of the things that happened yesterday. And that was why I said, write the positive trait, every single task you had in this 30 days challenge or 30 days class, they were not just nice to have tasks or fancy tasks. They were tasks intended to help you get mastery of your emotions, like I said. So if you have a list of your child's behaviors on a daily basis, you are going to always have something. At the end of the day, just look at them. It's you smile. So you know they say thought is thick where love is thin, something like that. So you are going to see them. It is going to gladden your heart. It helps you. It makes it easier for you to forgive. You know how it is when someone, even as a married person, when your spouse hurts you, you are holding on to it. He has not come to apologize, or she has not come to say they are sorry. You are remembering all the things they have done in the past, years ago, and all of that. You are angry. It's accumulating. It is what happens. So when you have all these positive trait lists of your child behavior, so every time you just look at it, it makes it easy for you to actually let go. It makes it easy for you to let go. So you must have your child's positive traits. And again, you must understand that every single thing your child does, every single thing. I shared a voice note. I don't know if it's in the Visionary Parent Academy or the Emotional Mastering class, where parents talk that a child is playful and all of that. I shared a voice note. One of the things you also understand is your child is unique. We are going to get to that. Okay, so the next thing I said I was going to share was a plan that will help you create your structure. I'm going to share it. We already have it in Visionary Parent Academy. So I'm going to share it here free. It's just like a guide that will help you create your structure. All the things is going to help you, like tell you, okay, are these the things you complain about? So if, for example, you complain about too much TV use, you are going to put rules for TV use. If you complain about just basically structuring your environment, structuring your home, it's not going to cover all the behaviors you complain about, but it is definitely going to structure in such a way that you are able to provide a structure for your child's behavior. So you are going to sit down and you are going to print it if you want to. It's better you print it. You have it in front of you. You look at every single item on it. You create a structure for your family. Now, the next thing you are going to do is, like I said, I was going to come to this, is you want to have a mantra. You want to have a mantra. You want to have a vision for your parenting. We have a class on vision in this academy, in this YouTube channel. Please go check the class on. Maybe I'll just check the link and I'll put the link after the video. So the first 2-3 comments should be links to some of the classes I want you to see. So you want to go and have your vision. Not just having your vision, craft your mantra from your vision. You know each child. When you want to create a vision, you know each child. So like I asked them in the academy the other time, I asked them that, okay, what if, imagine if your child was like, if you were told your child is going to be XYZ, maybe your child is going to be the best thing that happened to the world in his or her time, or your child is so and so age, how would you begin to raise your child? So you want to see your child as that best thing. So and begin to raise your child intentionally. So you want to create a mantra that captures that reminds you, so that anytime, mantra is just like a catchphrase. So anytime that you are pressured, you want to yell, you just remember, okay, let me make it as practical as I can. A parent talked about her son being very active. She talked about I think she asked the son to go and make the bed. The son made the bed, and the son went back to somersault. And you know how children can be. And you know, these things can really be annoying, very annoying. But the truth of the matter is, it is who the child is. If the child is a very playful person, that the child is sanguine in by temperament, it means the child is going to be very playful. It means the child is going to be easily distracted. It means the child is going to be very forgetful. So put all these things together. It means the child can always and be annoying, and you push your buttons every now and then. Imagine you telling the child, go and fix the room, go and tidy the room. The child actually went there and tidied the room. After tidying the room, now instead of him to come outside, maybe something gets his attention, he went back. Or after tidying the room, he looks at the room, The room is so beautiful. Then he sees then the image on the bed sheet, and the image reminds him of the cartoon character he saw that was somersaulting, and the child, or maybe reminds him of or the smoothness of the bed reminds him of his field in school and his friends and all of that. His thoughts are just, they are very imaginative, sanguines. His thoughts are just everywhere. The next thing, he put his head down, raises his legs up, and he's somersaulting and making a mess of the place he has. And then after that, because he's a forgetful person, something comes up and he's easily distracted. Something comes up again and he is distracted. He runs out of the room, and then you get to the room and you are wondering, when you were fixing this room, I got into this room, I actually saw you fixing the room, and the bed was well laid. Within a space of 5-6 minutes, you have messed up the bed again. What is the matter? Yes, any parent can really freak out. But like I told the parent, the truth of the matter is, all these things about the child being distracted, being playful, high on energy, being loud, they are all what make the child who he is. And I refer to Ben Carson. I'm still trying to research on very many people, successful people, and their individual unique traits, so that we can always look at them. See, every individual, for us to succeed in a particular career, for a child, that's why I tell parents that when they are talking about, if you're in the Visionary Parent Academy, you will see that when we talked about give your child a pet name, I was giving my children legends, champions, majesty, and all of that, because I don't want to give them a particular maybe doctor or lawyer or something. No, because it's more about character traits for me than about a particular name. Because I know that even before someone can be, it's not just about being a doctor, it's about being a successful doctor. And for you to be a successful doctor, there are traits, there are behaviors that the child needs to have to be successful at that. So what am I trying to say? You see this child playful and all of that, these are the inner traits the child will have to be super good in the child's area. In the child, I'm trying to look for the word now, not profession. You know what I mean. In that area, in the child's skills, in the area the child wants to run, if the child is authentic to himself, to herself, you realize that some of the child has natural gifts, natural skills, natural ability to succeed. So I refer the parent to Ben Carson. If you've studied about Ben Carson for a while, you realize that there's something about him. He said, growing up, he realized that he was big on eyes and hand coordination. Eyes and hand coordination, that is it. And that means that he already had that carefulness, I don't know how to put it. He's a neurosurgeon. If you've seen a pack of brain, if you can go to the market, check out the brains of goats or cows, when you see that those things are interwoven. No, Ben Carson, he has that. No wonder he's so good at it, because he has that gift naturally. He's not the one they call shaky daddy, coordination. He's tracing one brain cell, and then his hand goes to the other one. No, he can just trace it. You realize that these are his natural gifts, and God helped him. He was authentic to himself, even though it didn't seem rosy, but he was authentic to himself. He was able to find the path where those gifts could really do well for him. So your child, when you sit back, before you even talk about, okay, let's talk about crafting personal vision for your child, because everybody needs their personal vision, personal goals, personal paths. Before you even think of, okay, you and your child crafting their personal vision, they have to look at certain things, the certain traits they have. Those traits are already a pointer towards where they are going to. So one of the things you need to do is a mantra that reminds you that, okay, this is who my child is, and it is not by mistake. So it is not a misbehavior. It is a pointer towards the bigger picture. You need to pause and you need to create a mantra for yourself. You need to create a mantra that tells you, okay, this is a pointer towards the big picture. That's the last thing you need to do. Create a mantra for yourself. And finally, after having a mantra, sometimes it's not just one mantra, because there are so many behaviors. You want to ask me, okay, my child is doing this. What is this thing pointing towards? So you want to get a mantra like, okay, my child is communicating something. I need to pause and listen. What is it communicating? Different mantras. Okay, I know this is fear. I'm the one that is afraid, but no, I'm not parenting in fear. I'm confident in my parenting skills. I trust my child. I believe in my child. Oh, this is a phase that will pass. So what you want to do with all these mantras you have written or catchphrases, you just want to put them in strategic locations. I remember one time a parent said to me that, oh, the husband doesn't like her posting things around the house. I said, okay, you can just look for a place that you always go to. For example, you have your refrigerator. You just post it on your refrigerator. A couple of mantras, post them there. You have your kitchen. So people put different things on their kitchen, different things to remind them of their family, what their family means to them. You can see someone's kitchen will say, love lives here. Someone's kitchen will be meals prepared in love, different things. So you can also put your mantra there. Your child's behavior is never an emergency. It can be there. I'm in control of my emotions and not the other way around. Just put your mantras in different locations. So that way, when you get into the house, you are seeing them. If at the beginning of your house, maybe your door, you can even write, I'm raising kings and queens. It can be there, raising kings and queens. So as you are entering the house, if you know that, for example, you enter the house and the next thing you want to start yelling because the house is messed up, you can just put, I'm raising kings and queens there. So that as you are entering the house, the first thing that welcomes you is, I'm raising kings and queens. So once you have that, I'm raising kings and queens, what next? It already gives you like, this is what I'm doing. I'm an intentional parent raising kings and queens. And you know that, okay, since the big picture is to raise kings and queens, you want to respond to your children the way you will respond to a king and a queen in your hand to be nurtured. Now, this is what next after your emotions mastering class. And I do hope that this has greatly helped you. If you still have further questions, please do wait to share in the community. I keep asking you, share your struggles. When you share your struggles, you get specific responses that meet your struggles, because we don't generalize. No, in the Visionary Parent Academy, we try as much as possible not to give a blank or a general response. We specify our response to meet your specific needs. Now, if you do not share your struggles, we are not able to meet your specific needs. No, because every single child is not the same. I have three children, and I can tell you that every single child is not the same. I share my struggles and my wins in the Visionary Parent Academy every now and then. I have 3 kids, and they're all different. So I share it there every day. So every single child is not the same. So you need to always share your struggles and your wins with us so that we can meet you specifically. Again, if you are new here, this is Parenting with Enimie Orebo. What you want to do at this point, I want you to subscribe. I want you to pick the link of this video and go drop it drop it wherever you are that you have parents. Your children's school forum, your school alumni, your old school boys, old school girls. That's what I mean by your alumni. Your other parenting groups you join, your church community, your village meetings, your umuada people. Put on your statuses, your stories, your statuses. Let some people know that, hey, there is something going on here. You know why? Because when we all know what is right and do what is right, we have a better society for our children to live. If we all take the knowledge we keep it to ourselves, at the end of the day, hey, your child is still going to meet other people, and what you fear may come to happen. So, hey, play your part, share this. I've done my part by making it free, so you do your part by taking the link and giving it and sharing it. Giving it to everyone. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Do have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.